Hello and welcome to Culture Through Expressions channel. We like to call it WCTE because of our YouTube network. My name is Charles McMillian. I am the founder of Culture Through Expressions, Cultural Competency and Community Development. I want to talk to you today a little bit about crime prevention and crime intervention. As you know, crime begins with peer pressure a lot of times. Other times it begins with poor conditions and lack of opportunity. Many times we find in the inner cities of America these very elements, peer pressure and lack of opportunity. Those two together can be sometimes a deadly, at least a regretful combination of elements. We have for the last 8 years worked in after-school programs and summer programs. We write and facilitate the programs based on research and statistics. Our main goal is to combat the school-to-prison pipeline. We provide urban gardening, and we also provide classes in behavioral art. Our programs are accepted in the Department of Education as well as the Department of Corrections. Many inner city children are misdiagnosed with ADD and ADHD. 68% of biological fathers are not in the homes with their own children. With that said, we've found a connection between the two statistics that shows a lot of these misdiagnoses come from absentee fatherhood. That's not to say that father figures are not in these homes. We're just saying that biological fathers are often in jail or in homeless centers or men's shelters or living in a home with another woman and her children. Therefore, he is not in the home with his own children. Not only is he not in the home, but what we've learned over the last 10 to 20 years is that there's a shortage of participation with fathers and father figures and stepfathers in after-school programs. We find a lot of fathers and stepdads who are willing to step up in athletics, but not in academics. There's an overall shortage of inner city black men who participate in their child's education. This has been documented over and over again, year after year after year. There's also a shortage of inner city black men willing to step up to police their own communities and protect their own communities. This is why we push so hard in schools and in jails, in juvenile detention centers, and K through 12 inner city schools. We do not discriminate against any ethnic group or race of children. We just feel it's our responsibility to advocate for those who are most left behind when it comes to good education, entrepreneurial spirit, and economic change. So in many ways, it's like people say, like father, like son. When a father takes on negative traits in the midst of his son or children, they're likely to do it too. And we're not dismissing mothers. It's not that we don't want to discuss mothers, but today we're talking about fatherhood and the impact on crime prevention. So when a father is not there, what will be there is negativity and negative influences. For instance, a lot of fathers sell drugs and use drugs, and more than likely their daughters and sons will sell drugs and use drugs also if no other outlet has been introduced to them. We also have job and career placement, and we have means of connecting young people with learning a trade because we know college is not for everyone. But while working a job or a career or learning a trade, we also like to inject entrepreneurial spirit into our curriculum to teach young people to invest in their own dreams, in their own ideas. But before they can invest money and resources into their own ideas, they must first invest in themselves and believe in themselves. We know that public schools don't teach investing. So when you're being educated and you're not learning investing, you're learning how to be a consumer. And when you're a consumer, it's not your fault, but you were not taught to be an investor, so you therefore consume and consume and consume until all the resources are gone. Now, before investing in business ideas, as we said, one must learn to invest in themselves. When we go into these schools, one of our main missions is to help teachers teach inner city youth, because we know the college degrees that a lot of them have and the curriculum that they study may touch on inner city lifestyle and inner city children and the way inner city young people think, but they're ill prepared for when after they graduate and go into these inner city schools to teach. It is devastating to them. And it's a shame that most mothers of these children, of these students, and even less fathers are there to assist the teacher and help oversee their child's education. So this is what we do. When we go into the schools, we don't just work with the children. We get the principal and the faculty, the student and the household on the same page. This is what guarantees success of academics and properly graduating on time. Thank you very much. Please donate to our cause.